From the heyday of hams to the latest twist at the tap, Minnesotans love their beer. And the latest trend is craft beer. It's soaring in popularity here in the Twin Cities. You don't need a famous last name or a big factory to brew a batch. KARE 11's Jeffrey DeMars shows us how some folks are tapping in.
The history of beer brewed in Minnesota dates back well before Prohibition. Hand-poured, bottled, and shipped, much like Lucid Brewing in Minnetonka does on this day.
We both quit our jobs back in June of last year.
An international accountant by trade, Eric Bierman, yes, Bierman, and partner John Messier, an aerospace engineer, hope to tap into the growing local success of craft beer.
We call this Camo. It's a 9% alcohol, double pale ale.
It's the first bottled venture for the two. They raised $400,000 to build a brewery in this unassuming business complex. They've sold kegs before, but Camo is the first batch to hit store shelves.
You know, it's definitely taken us longer to fill the bottles and ship them out the door than it is to actually sell the bottles.
The suds do sell. They simply cannot brew it fast enough. Sales entail the plainest of phone pitches.
Would you be interested in sampling it, maybe carrying it on your shelves? And we have like a 90% success rate with that little spiel.
A few hours of calls and demand for beer brewed in our own backyard is so great, stores purchase it taste and sight unseen.
We're at capacity. We're selling it as fast as we can make it right now.
The Boon can be found at Boom Island as well. Kevin Welch is one mean brewing machine tucked away in a corner office building in North Minneapolis. Welch also brews bottles and labels every batch. 4 months in, and he's totally tapped in.
And we've just hit the ground running, and I can't slow down. That's why I'm here till midnight tonight.
Boom Island and Lucid are two of the 12 new breweries in the state to open last year. It brings the total number of breweries to 43 and counting.
I think it's just going to get bigger and bigger.
The growth is thanks in part to brew pubs like Barley John's in New Brighton, which opened 12 years ago and has been able to tap into its own craft beer success.
Kind of keep it local. Spend your money local, promote local businesses, and you find out that you got some really good products close by.
It's that kind of local loyalty that no doubt helps to fill an empty pints at pubs, to sell bottles at breweries, and to be purchased on the nearby store shelves. But despite craft beer's growing popularity, Minnesota lags behind other states with similar populations.
You go to the city of Portland, I mean, absolutely every bar and brew pub you go to is serving nothing but craft beer.
The city of Portland alone has 40 breweries. In 2011, the state of Oregon counted more than 150 craft breweries. Brewing is big business in Colorado as well, where there are more than 100 breweries, twice the amount of Minnesota today.
At one point before Prohibition, Minnesota, like almost every other state, had hundreds of breweries. In fact, there were over 400 little tiny regional breweries here in Minnesota.
It's a history Jason Alvey of Four Firkins Beer Store says is proof Minnesota is primed for more breweries today. Four Firkins only sells craft beer, no wine, no hard liquor, only brown bottles in the 22-ounce or by the 6-pack.
It was just a matter of time until people realized that beer doesn't have to be yellow fizzy stuff with no flavor.
Add Minnesota to the list of growing craft beer popularity built on the state's history of beer brewed, bought, and sold locally. For the KARE 11 News Extra, I'm Jeffrey DeMars.
And we welcome to the backyard now John Messier and Eric Bierman of Lucid Beer, as well as Ethan Miller, who won a contest we had on KARE 11's Twitter page to name the latest Lucid beer. So gentlemen, thanks for coming tonight. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
And tell me a little bit about this summer beer brew that you whipped up.
It's a Saison. It's a nice French style, kind of French Belgian. It's a very moderate alcohol, but it's a nice, dry, kind of summertime, easy drinking beer.
To have on the boat or on the beach or something like that. And your last name is seriously Bierman?
Yes, it is.
Nice. All right. Ethan, you entered the contest on KARE 11's Twitter page, and the name you came up with was?
Summertide.
Sounds good. And you came up with it just because?
You know, I was throwing words together and took a couple different approaches, but for the most part it was something seasonally relevant, so summertime seemed fitting, and it's the winner.
Well, congratulations. And gentlemen, tell him what he won.
Well, for naming the beer, we're going to invite you to the first party that we have releasing the beer. We'll have you knocking the spigot into the first firkin. So.
Hey, works for me.
It's a win-win-win in the backyard here, Belinda. And ooh, summertime sounds good.
Well,
warm, dry days.
Some, right, Julie?
Oh,
cheers.
Not while we're working, not at least until you start your
No,
forecast.
no, I'm grabbing it. Are you kidding me? Thank you. Is this it?
Look at you. This is the end of the rainbow here.
Okay,
right
yes.
there. How is it?
I'm not afraid. It's fabulous.
You're not afraid.
Hey,
Tell us-
congratulations.